Welcome to the Me and My Wife podcast. I am me, Mike Calta, radio superstar. That is my wife, Amanda Calta.
Hi.
Therapist and
better speaker.
Sorry, it's been a while. I was a little bit out of sorts. Everybody, we sometimes, I mean, Amanda has a real job, so sometimes she gets busy and we get busy and we haven't done it for a little while, but we're back in action.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you as well. I was kind of thinking that nobody would care. You know what I mean? Like, not that like people hated us, but they were just like indifferent.
Right. They could live without it.
Right.
I'm sure they can.
I was surprised and elated at the fact that people were like, "Where's the podcast? I missed the podcast." And I was like, "Are you being serious right now?"
Yeah. We did not quit. We just got busy and it got long. But we have a lot of things to talk about. Let's start with this new obsession of yours. This rabid raccoon that is in my neighborhood that you're trying to get to be our new pet.
Let me stop you. He does not have rabies.
You don't know.
I do know. I know for a fact.
How?
I asked him.
Okay. Let me just point out to everybody, we have a lot of pets in this home, some of which I didn't want and some of which she didn't want. And we get along with them all pretty good. To start off, we have a golden doodle named Mabel, who is a pretty big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a Huskapoo, which is a husky and a poodle that we got from my daughter, who loves huskies, and we love that dog too. We have a tortoise named Ralphie, who weighs about 120 pounds, is about 23 years old, and lives in a pen in my backyard. And we have a midget cat, a real dwarf cat. Munchkin cat, whatever the right fucking thing to say is, named Lucy, who I will find myself petting every once in a while, but I really fucking hate.
No.
Like, I hate because of the things that she does when I'm not around.
You hate her actions.
She pees on our clothes. She pees. If you lock her in a room, she'll pee on the bed. I mean, she's a real cunt of a cat. It's the truth. You've said worse about her.
No.
I would never hurt an animal, ever. But I would love to throw her against the wall one time.
No.
I never would. In my head, I'm never going to kill somebody, but in my head, I've killed them a couple of times.
Okay.
So that kind of thing.
And?
At the same time, though, I find myself picking Lucy up and petting her, too. So.
And you're like, oh, look at her. She buries her head in my arm. And look, she loves this and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And you missed one of our pets?
Oh, Juliana. She's 12.
No.
What?
Elliot.
So this is the deal. So we have a courtyard type area in our back driveway. And one day I'm in the studio here and the Ring doorbell goes off in the back door. So I look on the doorbell and there's this fucking raccoon trying to open the lid on the garbage can. So I get a gun, a pellet gun, and I go out there. It's not even enough to break the skin. I figured if I shoot it in the ass once, it'll just get scared and not come back. So I got the gun and I couldn't find the pellets and I went out there and looked and it saw me and it was eaten and then it got nervous and it left and I was like, all right, whatever. Then next thing I know, the reason it keeps coming around is because the raccoon whisperer over here is feeding it.
Okay. Yes, that is true. The information is true. But it's like if a stray cat or a stray dog came up to your house and was like, hey, I'm just out here trying to make it.
Different.
No.
Different. That's when you take it in. And it's not an animal. It's designed to live outside.
That's
the
not true.
raccoon is designed to live outside.
Okay, maybe. But I will say that this raccoon is very, very people-oriented, very social.
It is food-centric. It is only social with you because you're giving it food. You've given it.
That's any
All right, let me
animal.
ask you a question. Have you given it grapes?
What?
Have you given it grapes?
Yes.
Have you given it marshmallows?
Yes.
Have you given it cat food?
Yes.
Have you given it salmon?
Why are you asking me? What's the difference?
These are all the reasons why
That's
Elliot loves
any
you.
animal. Any
No,
animal.
I don't feed the dogs. The dogs
Why do you
love me
think
more than anybody.
okay,
Deny that.
you provide a home where the
They
dogs
don't
get
know.
fed.
They don't know who
They
provides this
know.
home.
What? Shut up. Stop. Every animal is drawn in by food. That's how you train animals. That's how you develop a relationship with animals. That's how me and Elliot are developing our relationship.
Okay. I just don't feel like. All right. So let me ask you this. I don't mind. I think it's cute. You talk to the stupid raccoon and all that stuff. What is the next step in this?
I think okay, so originally, I was thinking that he could come inside and
It's never gonna
hold
happen.
let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Originally, I was thinking that he could come inside and that we could get matching pajamas and that it would be fun and we would sit on the couch. Now that I've thought about it a little bit more, I've done some research. I don't necessarily think that that would be good for him.
Okay.
So I
Him.
well,
Anybody.
I'm also thinking that maybe he might be a girl. If that is that what you were going on?
No. How do you? I meant you it may not be good for anybody. But how do you know it's a girl?
I don't know, but
Oh.
I'm starting to think because again of my raccoon research,
Mhm.
because of his stature and his size and his kind of like more gaunt body, that it might be a girl. But
Okay.
I don't know yet. But anyway, so since I've been doing my research, I've come to the conclusion that it might be better for Elliot to remain an outdoor raccoon that just comes and hangs out. But I do think at some point I would like to pet him, but I'm gonna get gloves, like the gloves that, zookeepers wear, where if
The
you get
gloves that you put on before you stick your hands in the charcoal, like
yeah,
for a fire.
like a thick glove, so if he got scared and he accidentally bit me, which he would do only because he was scared and not out of malice, I would be protected.
How do you know? Oh, God. I listen. I've made it very clear to you
Mhm.
and on the air, and I will say it now on this podcast. If this raccoon is to scratch and scar your face in any way that makes you look horrendous, I will no longer have to be married to you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I would just like to say
Yes.
that I put up with your face every day
I understand that.
despite all
But
of its
it
flaws.
but I know that, but this is the face you married.
No, it's
Well,
changed.
it's
This
droops a
face
little.
is 25 years older than the one that I married.
True. That's true. But you knew that that was coming, the age progression.
I think that I thought by this time in the future that there would be something
To
that came
help it.
out right that would stop the aging process.
We did explore that yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday we went to the dermatologist. I talked about this morning.
Yeah, hold on. Look at my nose.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's got a little thing on her nose she had to have checked out.
Mhm.
Couple
Skin
of things
checks. Get
cou
your skin checks.
couple of things about that appointment. So Amanda went to get her skin checked, so they made her get down to her bra and panties. And
Mhm.
that's something you should see, folks. Let me tell you that. Um, you got pretty naked, and
Mhm.
then your super hot dermatologist
My
came in.
dermatologist is very, very, very
Oh
pretty.
my god. That was quite a treat for me. I felt
Doctor
like I was
Brown is
watching it play out.
Doctor Brown is very pretty.
If that other chick wasn't in the back cock blocking the whole deal, who knows if you guys would have started making
You're the
out or
worst.
whatever.
You're gonna make her drop me as a
No,
patient.
I'm just kidding. So she checked you out and she looked at you for bumps and bruises and scars and moles and all that stuff, and you did pretty good.
Mhm.
And then that thing on your nose, she didn't feel too concerned about, but she had to take a biopsy of, and I had to watch them stick a needle in your nose and then cut that thing off. And I have to tell you, I would not have done as well as you
That was
did.
tough.
That hurt me watching you.
That was tough. That was yeah. That was pretty
Oh,
bad.
and I watched you get your nose pierced, and you didn't flinch at all.
The cutting the thing off was fine because I was
You
already
couldn't
numb,
feel it.
but the needle was bad. I felt like that pierced my soul.
I will tell you that in my entire life, the two worst needles I got were one in my eye, right here in that corner part of your eye, into the whatever that is, bone or cartilage or whatever,
Your
right into that. Who?
orbital bone
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, they had to numb my eye, so they had to put it right in there. That fucking hurt like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But nothing was worse than when they tried to give me PRP. That's the stem cell replacement in the back of my heels for like I don't know, whatever a heel issue is. And
But
oh,
that's your Achilles tendon, right? Like, isn't
Yeah.
that the most painful, horrible thing that you could pierce?
I don't know. I don't know. So my both my tendons were sore from just being fat and walking my whole life, and they said that this would go and they would regenerate and they would do it
Yeah.
and blah blah. And the dungeon that I was in when I had this done, I have no idea. I did it through the radio station through somebody that was going to be an act, but it was a doctor.
It
But
was a doctor, it was a weird scenario, though.
it was like it reminded me of that movie Minority Report when Tom Cruise has to get new eyeballs and they're just like doing an eyeball removement surgery inside of an apartment somewhere. That's what I felt like.
Yes, so can I just say this? This is I think this is a testament to what a trooper you are or a testament to how much you like to eat, but that day you went in and the whole thing is that they do like a little bit of liposuction, like the tiniest bit to take some of your fat out because then they like spin it
Right.
and they do something to use that to put the stem cells in and then to inject it.
Yeah.
So they did like the tiniest bit of
In
liposuction
my
on
belly.
your
They took it
belly.
out of my belly.
Right. So they took, maybe this little vial of fat, spun it up, did the whole thing, injected it into your heel or whatever. And then we left. So you were a little bit drugged up and we had dinner reservations that night. And it wasn't any like special event or anything. We were just going to dinner with our friends.
Yeah.
And
I
the
had a
whole
huge it was
you
like a
were
bullet wound.
gushing. So they had to like put fluid in there to like mix it up or whatever so they could get the fat out. So you're literally the whole day oozing
Yeah.
out of your stomach, drugged up. You go take a shower, get dressed. We're riding over there, and on the ride to the restaurant, your shirt is just saturated with blood and
Well,
fluid that's coming out.
I had a bandage on. It was the
And
bandage
it
was
was,
a
but it was coming through.
yeah,
And
it was a dark shirt.
20 times I'm like, we should just go
Oh,
home.
I
Like,
was
we don't
starving.
have to go to dinner. And you were like, no. Like, you were the most determined to go to dinner that I've ever, like, somebody that was trying to save their
I don't even remember
child.
where we were going or what we were doing.
We went to the casino.
Oh, we did? Oh, this
Yes.
guy loves the casino.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I've never seen anybody so dead set on doing anything,
Yeah.
but we did it.
Well,
We
we
went to
did it.
dinner. I think you fell asleep at dinner,
Maybe.
and yeah, it was great.
I used to fall asleep a lot.
Yes.
I used to always think it was because I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which definitely adds to it.
Mhm.
But I now know for the last 10 years or so that it was because I I have sleep apnea and I was not using the sleep machine. That has changed my life.
It has, but it's interesting that you say that you used to fall asleep a lot.
And I involuntarily fell asleep before. Now I just do this.
Mhm.
I know I'm going to sleep now. Like now I like to take I'm a napping fool. I
Yes.
like to take naps.
Right.
But before, I mean, I would put my head on a pole for 2 seconds and fall asleep. I was out cold when we used to go. I remember when you worked for New York Life and those people would be having like happy hour stuff and you're like, "Oh, come to my work happy hour." And I was like, cuz I was still trying to get you. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I have to go to this boring ass bowling thing or something and while I'm there with all these people I don't know, I'm exhausted from being up at 4 o'clock in the morning. These guys are like having cocktails and I'm falling asleep at the table.
Yeah, but that's, like, normal. Like, that's normal life that you go to work and then you get off at 5
Yeah, but
o'clock and you go do
I
something,
was up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day and then staying up late at night.
and
It was
also
not a healthy lifestyle.
choking out while you're sleeping.
No, that's true, yeah.
Anyway, rewind. So we went to the dermatologist.
Yeah. I talked about this a little today.
Okay.
We went to the dermatologist, and while we're there, we always joke about doing something about my butthole eyes. I don't know if you noticed, but I got butthole eyes.
I don't
They've
think
been called
anybody sees that.
lasagna. What's that?
I don't think anybody sees that.
Yeah, I know, right? I had to point it out. So, I don't know if it's a Staten Island thing because Pete Davidson has them too, and he's always talking about his baggy eyes.
It's from the garbage, you think?
It may be. It might be
The fumes?
the fumes. Yeah. Anyway, I got puffy eyes, and the fact that I wear the sleep apnea mask doesn't help that because it pushes everything up while I'm in there.
Yeah. You look
So
like a little Sharpay.
yeah. So while we're there, we were joking about it, and there is an advertisement that show eyes, before and after eyes. There's a lot of this and a lot of this and a lot of this and a lot of this.
Yeah.
And what it was for an eyedropper or an eye
Upneek.
drop. Who?
Upneek.
Upneek?
Yeah, like UPNEEQ.
Upneek.
Upneek.
That's the eye drops. And you put them in your eye, and they're
Mhm.
supposed to widen your eyes a little bit.
And make them whiter.
Wider and wider. Like it lifts it up almost.
Yeah.
So so sure enough, I got the eye drops yesterday, put them in. They did make a difference.
Amazing.
Well, I wouldn't say amazing.
It was amazing.
Amazing, you'd say.
Okay, half the time I'm talking to you, I don't know if you're looking at me or not.
Right.
Partly because I'm not wearing my glasses and partly because I can't tell if your eyes are open.
Okay.
Yesterday, I did not have my glasses on and I could see the whites of your eyes gleaming and twinkling.
Wow.
Yeah. You were awake, your eyes were open, and I could see it.
Yeah, well, it's the Upneek. It
Look,
worked.
Joe's interested.
I am. I think this is nice.
It is. It's very nice.
Yeah.
What about these?
What about them?
I think I look better with glasses because you can't really see the butthole eyes.
No.
You can?
I don't like those glasses.
Not these particular glasses. These are just in here so I could read.
Right.
But I mean, it covers kind of the whole area over here. Do you know one time?
You look like those were issued to you in prison.
Do you know one time I took a picture with Cole Hauser from Yellowstone,
Mhm.
and I took a picture with him, and it was when he was at his peak success, and I was probably at close to my fattest, and
I know
my
the picture.
face was puffy, and my eyes were puffier, and I knew there would be so much bullshit from the comments about my eyes being closed that I photoshopped sunglasses on my face so that I didn't have to hear it from everybody.
Aww.
Oh, I don't care. I wasn't gonna cry about it. I just didn't want to put up with all the bullshit. But I just I just took a pair of sunglasses and I put them right on my eyes and I was like, perfect.
That's sad.
Why is it sad? It wasn't like I had to cover my ugly, kind of.
That's kind of like exactly what
No,
you just said.
it was because it was what I was saying is that they were all gonna be like, oh, open your eyes, open your eyes, open
Right.
your eyes. Ugh.
Yeah.
How do you see out of those things?
I always find it interesting that people make those comments. Wow, that was good. Like, I get it. You know, people like to chime in and say what they want to say, but once somebody has said it, why do 75 people say the same exact thing? And
Because they
what is the
all
expectation?
think they're the funniest, and they didn't bother to look at anybody else's comments.
But
They all
what's
thought
funny?
they thought
Your
they were
eyes
gonna
are not
you're gonna
open.
be the first person to say. Let me just tell you something. A majority of my listening audience is very good on social media.
Yeah.
I don't even mind. Like if I take a picture and something that makes me look stupid, and somebody makes a joke about it, that's funny to me.
Yeah.
You're not hurting my feelings. It's the dumb ones that bother me.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So it's those kind of repetitive open your eyes that bother me. You're not insulting me. You're not making me sad. You're just fucking annoying me. But can I tell you something?
Hmm.
5 people I can name right now. 5 people off the top of my head. I think all guys that I've never met before, but I 100% hate because they won't stop commenting on shit. It's unnecessary. Every fucking thing I put up, they have something to say about it, and then they go on dissertations about this or that.
Is it just attention seeking? Like, what's the driving force?
It's interesting because it's part of it is I don't want to be mad at them because I'm asking them to do that. I'm asking them to go to my social media, and that I feel like their intentions are most of them to be involved. They like what you're doing. And they want to start. Maybe not even start. I don't even think they care if I respond. They just want to feel like they're doing their part. Or hey, you're funny. I want to be funny with you. Except you're not.
Yeah.
You're dumb and boring and repetitive, and it's desperate. It comes across like desperate. I could name like the top 5 guys on my social media. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to embarrass them. But it is like maybe one. I'm not going to name any of them.
No. It's interesting to me that I very rarely comment on anything.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. I think part of it is that I don't feel like I have anything to say that would add value to a post. If I do, I'll say something.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that comment and it doesn't add any value, but they're like, "I got it, like, I have to take the time and comment on this."
Yeah, it's
I
so
don't get
dumb.
it.
Well, you know what bugs me, and I don't know, you and I talked about it the other day briefly, but, the amount of guy listeners who slide into your DMs or
It's
I don't
not a lot.
I don't know how many slide into your DMs, but I do know how many comment on your shit, and I'm like, "Oh, brother." It's
It's not
just a
a
big
lot.
eye roll.
I can honestly say that in the 10,000 years that we've been together and that you've been doing this, there's been very few people that have been, like, outright rude about
Mhm.
anything,
Yeah.
and those people I just kind of expected, and I'm like, "That's fine," and block them
Yeah, you roll pretty good with that stuff.
because it's not it doesn't mean anything to me. It's not
No.
important to me. But most of the time, people are respectful and they're nice, and,
Yeah,
it's
there's a couple
whatever.
of scummy ones.
It's, it's whatever.
Oh.
People are people, but it doesn't bother me at all. I don't think there's anything wrong
Why
with
do I
that
wanna fight them all?
because you have problems.
I don't. It's so weird. I'm not really jealous. I think I get more annoyed than anything else.
You you were a very jealous person, like,
But I'll be the
super
first to tell you that that was from my own insecurity.
'cause of
I
your
went
eyes,
because what?
'cause of your eyes.
Not good. No, my eyes weren't that bad then. No, I didn't feel in the beginning that great about our relationship. I didn't know you that well. I didn't know how strong our relationship was. Also, you were very beautiful, and other guys would openly hit on you in front of me, and I wanted to fight every one of them. But now I still think you're beautiful, and I still all these things. But now I'm like, good luck. Go, you know what I'm saying? Like, see how that far that gets you. Like, I'm not
But
concerned. I'm secure.
it's still in there.
Oh
I
yeah.
also
Oh,
don't do anything, and I have, like, very little, like, social time where I go out and do stuff, so there really isn't much opportunity for you to get jealous.
but like if you came and said, "Hey, Friday night I'm going out with my girlfriends and we're gonna go do it," I'd be like, "Have a great time. I don't care." And then I expect when you go out, guys to talk to you.
Nobody talks to me.
You, I
I'm
don't
being
know.
so
You
serious.
may put off a cunty vibe,
I might. I don't
but
know.
you're not. Which is the other thing is that when, like, if I saw you at a bar and I was like, "Hey," and you were like, "Hey," I'd be like, "I can get this girl" because you just are so
I'm
nice.
super nice. I don't know, maybe I look mean, which is
Uh,
possible. I know
maybe.
people used to say that. I used to always get that, like, when guys would walk by and be like, "Smile."
Oh
I'm
fuck.
like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
now I never will,
No.
just because of you, Brad."
But I don't. I'm just not jealous like that, but I'll fucking punch a dude if he's like, if he gets out of hand.
Nice.
Like, I still have that in me. Oh, I'm not saying I'm not worried about getting punched back 3 times. I'm just saying I will punch a dude and then get beat up.
Alright, well, I thank you for trying.
The reality of being 53 years old and mostly out of shape is that I don't know how I would do in a fight. I don't know. I don't and
I
I
think
hope
you would
never to
try
find
really
out.
hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope not to find out. I can't remember the last time I got in a fight with anybody. I smacked the guy a couple of years ago, but that was it. One smack usually diffuses the situation.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten in a fist fight or had to hit anybody in a long time.
I think a lot of it has to do with your drive and your tenacity. Like, I feel like if I got in a fight, I'm not a good fighter and I'm not a good puncher and I have really weak wrists. Like, I feel like I don't have good control over this, but I will bite and pinch
Yeah,
and
that's a
stick my
fighter.
finger in your eye.
Dirty
Like,
fighting.
right. That I think I would be good at. And I think you would excel there as well.
Yeah.
You're strong and you're a good puncher, I think.
Yeah, I
You
can
did a lot of
punch.
practice punching.
But I think now, like, it's pretty safe to say a strong senior in high school could kick my ass.
They probably would have more stamina.
Like, my nephew Tommy would kill me.
Well, Tommy's not a good example because he's a giant.
He's a giant. I
If
would
you
not
took an
fight him.
average size, like, 18-year-old, maybe not average, maybe a little bit bigger than
I'd
average,
have to hit him with a brick.
you just I think that they would just tire you out. After a couple minutes, you'd just be exhausted and you'd just be like, "You win.
Appreciate that you
I
gave me
wanna go
minutes,
home."
not seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, let's hope that never happens.
Yeah, I don't want you
I'm
to
a
fight
lever.
any kids
I don't wanna
or
fight
adults,
anybody. I don't wanna fight
really.
anybody.
Yeah. So, but anyway, you went to the dermatologist and she said, "You don't have to do anything because you don't have a lot of wrinkles." And that was so kind.
She said your face is one big wrinkle. Is basically what you were
No,
saying.
she didn't.
No.
She said, you don't have a lot of wrinkles. You don't need to do anything.
Mhm.
And then she gave you the drops and it opened up your eyes and opened up your life.
Really? Is that how you feel?
Yeah.
She said to me, "There's nothing I could do for your eyes. That's plastic surgery." Those were her exact words.
Okay.
Hmm.
She said, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I would never be like, I need something to do with my skin or my eyes, whatever. I rely on you for that because you're the one that has to look at me.
Right.
So that's when you say to me, you should really shave your mustache. I'll go shave it off right now because I
No.
know that you're, no, I know, but I'm saying you're the one looking at me and you're the one saying I'm sick of looking at his mustache.
But I rarely suggest things. There's some things that I have suggested recently that I think went over really well.
You told me, first of all, I dress like I'm homeless,
Yes.
which today is not a good example of me changing that, but I
You
have,
ordered 2 shirts.
I ordered a bunch of shirts. You only saw 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did order some new clothes.
Mhm.
And I bought a new pair of shorts the other day. I'm trying to, I mean, it was still basketball shorts, but it was black, so it kind of mixed with other stuff.
You got new sneakers.
I got new
You
sneakers.
let me pick them out?
You pick out,
Yep.
right? So my attempt to, and let's also say that I agree with you that I dress homeless,
Mhm.
but that's mostly from my home life. You know, like when I'm leaving the house, if I'm going to do something, I kind of step it up a little bit, a half step.
I don't actually think that you change.
There is a difference between me going to Starbucks with you and me going to work for a meeting.
Okay, yes. But when you're just going out, like if you are going to the grocery store or,
Oh
running
yeah,
out, it's bad, which a lot of people don't get dressed up to go out to the grocery store.
right,
I don't think you should. I don't either.
right.
But we're at a time in the world where what is it? Athleisure? Athleisure? I don't know how you say it, but that is the way to dress right now,
Acceptable.
right? So you can dress kind of like sporty and comfortable, but still look nice.
Okay.
And you
So
don't do that.
we got to tone it down a little. We got to tune it in a little.
You got to just take like the comfort piece of it and make it look a little bit nicer,
All right.
but stay comfortable,
Then
but put together.
then a couple of days later, you were like, "Oh, and in addition to dressing homeless, we should also dye your beard."
Yes.
And I said, "No fucking way am I dyeing my beard." Now, I did buy Just for Men beard dye once because I have gray patches over here around my chin, and I didn't know how it worked.
Mhm.
I thought you just take it and put it on the gray spots, and that's how it would go. I never opened the box. And I never used it. The other day, you convinced me to try it, and I was like, "All right, but if we do it, let's just do it on video. So that if I look foolish, it'll be funny at least."
Mhm.
And certainly looked foolish with you putting the dye on my beard. Then the process is I had to go take a shower and wash it out. And when I came out, it looked like I was trying to kill Popeye. I looked like
It was
Bluto. It was dark. It was
it
it
looked like
was
ink.
yeah, it looked like you just drew it on.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was a mistake.
But that's normal. That's what it looks
Well, it
like.
turns out that's normal. And then the next day it calmed down a little bit. And then like by the third day, it looked pretty normal. And like now it looks great.
It's great.
Right, Joe? Do I look great?
Do you
Thank
love
you.
it?
I think it looks great, Michael.
Thank you.
I do. I do love it.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
gives you definition, right? Like in your jaw.
But also for the first time in as long as I can remember, all of my beard is one color. I mean, before I had gray, red, blonde, black, all in there.
Which added to homeless.
My homelessness.
Right.
So I'm one step away from looking less homeless and dressing less homeless.
You look like you are staying in a shelter.
I got right. Like somebody help me out a little bit.
Right.
I haven't quite been taken in like the kid from The Blind Side yet to go live with the
Right.
white
You
family.
maybe got a motel for 2 weeks.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Right.
So that's where we are right
so
now.
good. I've taken a couple of showers. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're on our way, I think.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. As long as you're happy.
I'm happy.
Well, I'm happy we're back here doing our podcast
I
together.
know. So, Joe,
Yes.
did anybody listen to our podcast today?
Yes, we have 66 people watching right now, and one person said they really wanted you to reenact the moment that you told Gio to get the fuck out of here.
Me?
The other day when you yelled
When
at
you yelled at
Elliot.
him over the raccoon.
Oh, because Elliot was coming so close to me,
It was early
and
stages.
Gio was like,
Right.
"Whoa, what? Somebody left the door
Yeah,
open.
he's a
What's
big,
going on
dumb,
out here?"
doofy.
I was like, "Gio, get the fuck out of here!" Oh my god! And there's not many things that would make me react that way because Gio's very nice, but he was messing with Elliot,
Yeah.
and not okay.
What are you going to name this thing if it turns out it's a girl?
I thought about that. I'm not really sure.
I like the idea of still calling it Elliot, like Elliot Page.
Elliot Page is a boy.
Elliot Page is a girl.
Okay.
What about just
Don't.
Ellie?
Elliot is, what was her name? Ellen Page.
Yes.
Then she became Elliot Page.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is the name Elliot works for both. Thanks to Page, it works for boys and girls.
Right. It's I don't know if there is females named Elliot. Maybe.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page. Okay. I'm not going to do it. Elliot Page is not a female. Doesn't identify as a female.
Does have a vagina. Do you know what that operation's called when they turn the vagina into a penis?
No.
Add a dick to me. I mean, that is a dirty dad joke. I can't tell it to the kids. I had to be able to tell it to somebody. Thank you.
I'm exhausted.
Well, I'm glad we got together to do this. Let's do it more on a regular basis. I'm glad people got to hear about my butthole eyes
Mm-hmm.
and your
Because
dumb
they
raccoon.
were not aware
They were not
prior
aware.
to this podcast.
I understand. I've let them in on a family secret.
Mm-hmm.
And your raccoon,
My raccoon.
Elliot, who will one day scratch you in the face.
No. Listen.
You really think that this thing will never do anything to harm you?
Not out of malice.
What if it has mites on it?
Then we'll clean it. Listen, I already talked to the dog groomer. She said that she grooms raccoons.
She's not grooming a stray raccoon.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
He's not stray. He lives here.
He does not live here.
Outside. Here.
I don't even know that if you're fucking positive that's the same raccoon you're talking to every day.
100%.
It could be 3 different raccoons that kind of look like.
100%. I looked into his eyes and I can tell just by the way that he looks. I can also tell by when he runs, he starts, I don't know if you guys can see me, but he starts running like this, but then he turns his hand up
Yeah, he
like
does.
that. And I don't think all raccoons do that. I think just
geez.
Elliot does that.
All right. Well, good. Good luck with Elliot.
There was another raccoon. Our neighbor sent me a video of another raccoon and said, "Oh, I saw your raccoon." That was not Elliot.
No, it was not.
100% not Elliot. That was
All
a
right.
different raccoon.
You're winning me over. You're slowly winning me over.
Yeah.
You can find this podcast. Well, if you're watching, you already found it, but it's on YouTube. You can always go to calta.tv and it'll take you right to our YouTube page. You can check out the other videos and the shorts and all that stuff. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for being a part of it. What shirt are you wearing?
Oh, this is my Omatic.
I don't know. It looks like an old high school football shirt.
No, this is Nas.
Oh.
Yep.
Nas was after me.
For what?
Like after I stopped listening to rap.
When did you start listening to rap?
Oh, I was there for LL Cool J and Run DMC and the Beastie Boys and then a little bit of Dr. Dre, and then I stopped, and then that's when Nas came on the scene.
Nas was like the 90s?
Yeah.
Like the early 90s?
I quit.
You quit like in the 80s?
Yep. And then came back a little bit later on.
Yeah, you are really a big fan of Doechii.
I love Doechii. That's a hip hop Madonna.
It is the hip hop
I love
Madonna.
her.
So what is it? The Trap Grace Jones.
Yeah. She's great. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.